We're joined now by Bloomberg's managing editor for Canada, Decloet, to talk about that story. Derek, this has been an emotional story. A lot of us speak to friends and neighbors who are determined not to visit the United States until things change in a big, big way. But that sentiment is showing up now in some of the data, correct?
It really is. There was new data coming out from the U.S. government yesterday that showed a 10% drop in March of non-citizens arriving at U.S. airports. And it won't surprise you probably to know that the biggest year-over-year declines were from Canadians, people flying in from Mexico, and from Europe. Travel from other regions was a little bit more stable. And we've already seen airlines like Delta and Air Canada, warn about this sort of shifting sentiment. Air Canada has changed some capacity, moved some of it out of U.S. destinations. Other airlines have done the same thing as well. And obviously there are multiple reasons. It's the trade war, but it's also concerns about security and how you'll be treated when you head to the border. So Bloomberg intelligence analysis suggests that there's about a $20 billion potential hit to U.S. retail sales from international tourists because, of course, some people like to shop when they're on vacation. So overall, there's a possible hit to U.S. GDP here from all this.
And some U.S. states are responding. As I got ready for work this morning, I heard a report, some audio of a commercial being recorded by Gavin Newsom. He's the governor of California, and it was aimed at tourists from Canada. He explicitly mentioned our friends in Canada and how welcome they are in California. And more states seem to be doing this, correct?
That's right. And so at the state level, and Gavin Newsom and California and other states, in some Democratic states, I think there is a sense of, well, it's not necessarily our fault that this is coming from the Republicans in Washington. But we've also recently seen moves in corporate travel start to show up. We reported last night and yesterday afternoon that AIMCO, the Alberta Pension Fund, has told its staff that it will be curbing trips to the U.S. They'll be able to go for some reasons, but not for like conferences and speaking engagements. And last night we reported that the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario, a pretty major research hospital in Canada, has advised its staff not to go to the U.S. and has given them all sorts of advice about what to do if they do have to go to the U.S. in terms of cleaning up their laptop and taking a burner phone that doesn't have your personal data on it. It's somewhat hard to believe we're talking about this in the realm of Canadian-U.S. travel, but that's where we are. And as long as people remain concerned, it's likely these numbers are going to be soft.